Our goals and expectations for this coming season, for the women's team, we're looking to finish top 12 in the country. Last year we finished 18th, so top 12 would be a great finish for us. Also as well to get some first wins over a couple of other teams that we've never beaten before. And for the men's team, our goal this year is to finish within the top 8. For the women's, we've got some really good key returners this coming year. Fiona Murphy, who was number 1 last year, she's coming back. She could be potentially an All-American player. Probably one of the first for F&M squash for a long time. Emily Caldwell, who was 2 last year in our team, and basically all of our returners are very key for us. And on the men's side, Cole Osborne from Canada, he had a very good freshman year last year. Gavin Hitchner, who's been training a lot. Kareem Abdel-Maula, who's been training a lot as well this year. Both, all 3 are freshmen. And the other key returners as well is basically the entire team. From the women's side, we lost Roxanna Mead and Liz Gatling, who were both great captains, great players. Roxanna Mead was playing 2 or 3 for us last year, and she was a very big key play for us, not just on the court, but off the court as well, in morale and getting the team rallied around each other. So it's going to be very tough to replace her. And same with Liz Gatling as well. Liz was lower down on the order, but she was one of the players you could always rely on when she got on court and you needed a win, or you needed somebody to really rally the team together. She was a really good focal point. The men's team took a really big hit last season. We lost 7 seniors, 4 of them within the top 10. So key losses are basically Jack Cutler, who played 2 for us last year, who had a phenomenal senior year. Mauricio Sedano, who got an All-American, had another phenomenal year last year as well. Ryan Mullaney, who's captain, great captain, phenomenal player. Very tough act to follow as a captain. And Ardit Zaveri, who was a very gifted player, same as Ryan, both of them working together as captains. They were awesome. So those are the big key losses. Great freshman class this year on the women's team. We've got 3 freshmen coming in. Xiaolin Yang from Singapore, who was one of the top players in Singapore. She's going to be one of the top 2 players on the team this year. Then you got Lauren Johnston, who was one of the top ranked 40 players in women's under 19s in America. She's going to be top 5 for us this year, and she's going to have a great contribution for the team. And then we've got Andrina Benedith, who was the Urban National Squash Girls under 19s champion, and she's number 6 right now on the roster. And all 3 of them are going to have a really big impact on the team. It's making making all the other girls step up in practice, and also as well, it's going to make our team a lot stronger. It's a pretty good freshman class as well on the men's side. Got a player from the Ukraine, Mikhailo Sorochev. He was one of the top players in the Ukraine seniors, and he's national champion in boys under 19s. He's going to be playing in the top 6. Great player. And then we've got Phil Kelly, another player who's going to be playing in the top 9 this year from Philadelphia. Phenomenal player, phenomenal athlete. And same thing with Jackson McCord. He's one of the top players in boys under 19s too, who's going to have a big impact in the top 9. Pre-season training has been actually going really well for us. Both men's and women's, they train separately, but the way I train them physically and on court is basically exactly the same. They push really hard. We've been working very, very hard this year to reach our potentials, as both teams have different goals this season. Both teams are actually working really hard to succeed their both goals, so training has actually been going awesome. Really happy with the schedule this year. Key matchups are different for both teams, as the rankings are a little bit different. So with the women's, our big key matchups this year will be against Bowdoin, Bates, Williams, St. Lawrence, Wesleyan, Middlebury. So we're looking to try and do well against those teams and hopefully beat a couple of them so we can rise in the rankings. On the men's side, basically it's all the top 8s: Harvard, Trinity, Yale, Princeton, Cornell, Columbia. Those are big matches for us, but I think the 2 biggest matches this year on the men's team would be Penn and Princeton. If we can beat those 2, we'll guarantee a top 8 spot this season. I'm just really proud that how both teams have actually come together at the start of this season. The women's team are closer than ever, really just becoming one big squash family. Same with the men's team too, and that attitude towards being a student athlete and making sure that they've been good students across the board, not just on the squash court, not just in training, but also in the classroom and academics is really refreshing, and I'm just really looking forward to a good season.